So the idea of becoming a paramedic was around about the age of 12, growing up in an emergency service family where my father was a police officer, and we socialised with other emergency service personnel such as firefighters and ambulance officers. And I used to listen to their stories, and the most appealing story to me was of a flight paramedic and the care that he would provide to the out-of-hospital world and the uncontrolled environment that he would work in. When it came to my opportunity in my very early 20s, I had the opportunity to apply for the New South Wales Ambulance Service and start my career in the development of becoming what I'd always wanted, and that was an intensive care paramedic working on helicopters. I joined Aspen Medical because of the new opportunities that they could provide me, such as working within the gas and oil and industrial industry. And that industry is quite a remote environment, and so it would take my skills and my knowledge to a new area of care. Not only now am I looking after critical care patients, but also the primary healthcare side of patients, so I'm able to expand my knowledge and my clinical treatment to them. As a paramedic in a metropolitan area, you don't have a lot of patient contact time, so your patient management is quite short and sharp while you get to the hospital. Now, with working in this industrial environment, you have to now start thinking of patient management and ongoing treatment to get them back to work. It's not about just putting somebody in an ambulance and taking them to a hospital now. Also, Aspen has an international role as well, and that was very appealing to me, being able to take my original training from a state ambulance service and moving that to an international third world country and offering my knowledge and my critical care skills to the country. I really thought Aspen, and still do, see Aspen as the leading private paramedicine provider in Australia and overseas, and we are getting more and more ambulance service intensive care paramedics on a daily basis, and I really felt that they needed ongoing training and maintenance of skills. Concern for a lot of paramedics is of de-skilling when coming to the private sector. However, I've tried to develop a new program where skills maintenance is maintained every year by going out and doing road shows with high fidelity training simulation mannequins, or also the development of an Aspen Medical Paramedic in-service. And that development of the in-service is trying to get ready and align Aspen paramedics with the future of paramedic registration within a health body. And that's also allowing them to gain a certificate to practice within Aspen Medical as well. A part of coming to Aspen was also noticing that my emergency knowledge and skills was at the top level. However, my primary health care that was required on a daily basis needed some development. And so now I've developed a program utilising nurse practitioners, general practitioners and emergency physicians to help train the paramedics in the primary health care of patients and the understanding and knowledge of the ongoing patient management and primary health care. Paramedics out on site, they tend to do a 2-week on, 2-week off swing. Yes, they are away from their family for 2 weeks. However, on their 2 weeks off, they do state that they're at home with their families. They're not on call, and they're not under a high pressure of having to come in and fill spots in the ambulance service. Coming to work for Aspen is opening up opportunities to the paramedics, taking them out of their comfort zone of that pre-hospital environment and putting them into a new environment where not only are their emergency skills going to be put to the test because of the isolation, but also now the new education and understanding of primary health care, taking that knowledge that you've already built and expanding on it. Working with Aspen has given me a better life balance, especially with a young family. I've now got the opportunity to spend more time with my young family, and that time has been more at home instead of working the shift work and working the late nights and not being able to see my family because of being exhausted.